I represent the International Hospitality Research Centre Switzerland. My work with it, no, my real delight, is being able to collaborate on research with committed students and staff. We fit then in the HTMi family of centres and activities because we are integral to the research and development thrust that has already given new insights into customer relations, staff recruitment and performance, and tangibly contributed to the development from within HTMi of a new Swiss-based international hotel brand, Swiss Touches. This too mirrors a very practical aspect of HTMi operations, where Apple iPad mini technology is ubiquitous, and HTMi is an established research and development centre in hospitality education. Our conference was opened enthusiastically by our own Director of Research, a student in our higher diploma program, who after the conference said she so appreciated the chance to talk to people who had published so widely and who were such good at their delivery that she too wanted to be an academic, and she too wants one day to write books about a field in which she's an expert. One of our speakers at the conference was Dr. Bill O'Toole. He now advises governments, and he spoke to us at the conference about working with the Saudi government to actually re-establish their agricultural industry and to re-establish and develop their events industry. A second world-renowned speaker at our conference, she has become a highly respected and very sensitive proponent of how people communicate in writing, the difficulties other people have writing, and the strategies and ways of overcoming them to produce powerful prose and often very large works. An industry representative who spoke at our conference is Dr. Lila Gibson. She laid out the strategy for how the region might develop and the work that she has had to do, often stimulating other people to cooperate with her. Professor Paul Lynch talked at the conference about what he called commercial home enterprises. These are people's homes where a decision is taken to use part of their home to provide services to members of the public. That involved thinking about commercial home enterprises as innovators.
The emphasis then shifts away from our guest presentations and onto students and their own research and progress. So they have an opportunity to present their work for our invited guests to see how our students are getting on with their own research and to give them some feedbacks and suggestions.
3 students who gave presentations at our conference are interesting because they were picking up on industry's practical problems. The first of these had previously worked for 7 years in a hotel in the Czech Republic. That hotel had begun to develop interests in fostering sports tourism. Ava was interested in how this might best be developed and how the customer market might behave and who the likely customers were. Second, we have a student also on our master's program. He'd come to understand that there were very wide ranges of nationalities and cultures and languages represented amongst staff, but also, and perhaps an even wider range, amongst guests. He had seen that there was a need to understand better how customer relation management strategies might be structured. Another student, also on placement, had worked for a large company that runs conferences aimed mainly at the medical professions. He saw that there were a very wide range of motivations for why people might attend these conferences. Some of the reasons were to do with the professional skills of the people attending, some were to do with other more tourist-related activities. Also at the conference, in breakout groups, 2 staff members presented their research. Here is one of them, Mr. Martin Yost, talking about transformative learning and the impact transformational experiences have on how people think about themselves, how they actually reflect on the way they make decisions, and how they reflect on what they're learning and whether they are learning appropriately. It's interesting to note that this research has just established some insights that have never been seen before. Diana has built on the work of an earlier MBA student to explore the notion of emotional labour and how that plays a role in the recruitment of staff in 5-star hotels. To leave the conference for a moment, here is a shot of another of our postgraduate research students working in the library, both of them work to keep the library running, to issue books, and very importantly, to advise students on where to look for materials they might need for essays.
The venue of the conference is amazing.
Beyond imagination, because we have a lot of insightful information from the people from the industry, and one session was so interesting I want to change my research topic, if you could help.
As a third-year-old student of hospitality, I understood that the research conference was more than helpful, as many aspects of the hospitality industry were discussed and gave us a better understanding on how to operate better as a manager in the future, and what aspects we have to take in consideration in order to succeed while applying our management strategies.